Paul writes, I entreat Euodia and I entreat Syntyche to agree in the Lord. Paul begins this section with a plea to these two women in the Philippian church. And he does so urging them to reconcile and agree in the Lord. Now imagine if you were part of the Philippian church and you had heard that there was a letter wrote by Paul to the church, and you eagerly gathered with the rest of your church family to hear words from this great apostle. And you listen carefully to everything that's being said, and then suddenly you hear your name read aloud. And along with that, you hear the name of your rival, and you realize you now have been publicly called out. It must have been a bit of a shock for these two women. But the thing we need to understand is these two women were not minor figures in the church, but were described by Paul as those who labored side by side with him in the work of the gospel. Their contributions to the ministry highlight their significant roles in advancing the mission of the church. Even though these two women were not allowed to be pastors and elders, they still played an important part in the life of the church. And by addressing their conflict publicly, Paul acknowledges both their value to the church, but also the potential harm that their disagreement could cause the church's unity. This division reflects the broader theme that Paul has been addressing throughout all of Philippians.